All right, welcome everyone. Congratulations, first of all, for being here. You guys are the elite of our senior class, and we appreciate all of your hard work, and we appreciate you guys for coming in, especially on such a gorgeous day. So we're not going to take a lot of your time, but obviously we want to acknowledge all of you guys' hard work. First of all, just to let you guys know and let the parents know that this event is being taped and we will upload it to YouTube. I apologize for the late notice. We had some parents asking about that, and I should have said that a few days ago, but we will be uploading that to YouTube. So again, welcome and congratulations. We also want to welcome back our guest speaker, Mr. Wright. We're super happy to have him back, and he is super happy to be back with us, right? Just here. Right? Okay. All right. Before we begin, I also want to thank a few people. First of all, our induction committee. They helped to put this thing together and are here again helping out. Also, our NHS officers. They did a lot of work with us. And also for Chase Kramer. He's here volunteering to help with the sound and lighting. And Amelia Martin was here for the junior assembly taping. And Mary Beth Wolford decided she would be okay with staying here to take the senior one. So thank you to all of you guys. We're here today for two reasons. First of all, to honor and recognize all of you. We have 61 2020-21 NHS members between the juniors and seniors. And I know you guys probably know this, maybe parents don't, but just a little bit about the NHS, about becoming a member. You have to have a 3.5 cumulative GPA. To qualify for the membership, and it's based on the 4 pillars of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. And as you guys all know, you have to be part of one of the many committees that we have to help show the service that you do. Also, we also want to pay tribute to the individual who started this NHS chapter. So many of you guys may not know, but our NHS chapter is actually called the James R. Cotter NHS chapter. Mr. Cotter years ago was a teacher here, and then he was a counselor for many years here. So some of you guys may know Jim Cotter Jr., his son, who worked at MSU for many years, but it was his dad who started this chapter. So I know that his family are proud of him for setting this up for our PW students. So with that, we're going to start, and I'm going to have Maya Beach come up and begin the ceremony with the installation of officers.
I'd like to recognize the 2020-2021 National Honor Society officers. They've been elected to take on the responsibilities of PW's Honor Society. They are President Julia Esch, Vice President Ellie Cole, Secretary Sophie Fallon, Treasurer Nicole Hankspa, and Service Officer Amelia Smith. And now we are fortunate enough to have back with us our guest speaker, Mr. Wright.
I'm newly retired. I've had 3 days off. What I've done during that time is scheduled doctor's appointments, met other old men for coffees, and I told the same 27 stories. I don't care. I'm telling them again and again. I've driven my wife crazy. She doesn't think I'm funny. She told me to mow the lawn in the rain the other day, so she needed a break. So she's like, thank goodness she got invited back to the NHS to give this speech. So thank you for having me here. There's some juniors joining us and must not have taken the first time, huh? So you had to come back for round 2. Good morning. I'm very honored to be here and delighted to be speaking on behalf of this stellar group of young adults for the James R. Cotter National Honor Society of the Pewamo Westphalia Community Schools. I didn't go to kindergarten. A little known fact about me, I never attended kindergarten. I was 16 as a senior because when I started school in Florida, my dad worked for NASA back when the Apollo rockets were big, and that was pretty cool watching the rockets take off. But I never had to go to kindergarten because if you knew your name and address, boom, you got to go into first grade. So I went into first grade. Those of you who are NFL fans, Chris Collinsworth was a classmate of mine in first grade. But I did not attend kindergarten. And so you can see that it shaped my life, because that's what makes me a little weird, because I didn't learn enough of all the important life lessons from what you get from kindergarten. So in one of my favorite books, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum, he talks about the lessons learned and life lessons that you get out of kindergarten. And just so you know, Mrs. Kramer, she's retiring this year too from the elementary school, she does a lot of this stuff. For those of you who had Mrs. Kramer back when you were in kindergarten, back when you were cute. All I really needed to know about how to live and what to do and how I need to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there at the sand pile out on the playground during recess. And these are the things that I learned. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say you're sorry when you hurt somebody, wash your hands before you eat, and this next one is for guys because this is really important. Flush the toilet. Warm cookies and milk are good for you. Live a balanced life, learn some and think some, and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and do some work every day. And take a nap every afternoon. When you go out in the world to watch for traffic, hold hands and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup? The roots go down and the plant goes up and nobody really knows how or why, but we are all like that. Now I know you all remember doing those little styrofoam cups. Back when I didn't go to kindergarten, so remember I didn't have this experiment in my life, but I took it on in second grade and we took our milk cartons and did the little seed and the milk cartons, put them in the window and all that stuff. See, lessons learned from elementary school. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup teach us lessons about life. And then remember the good books that we used to read in elementary school? The biggest word of all was look. Everything you need to know is there somewhere. The golden rule and love and basic sanitation, ecology and politics and equality and sane living. Take any one of those items and extrapolate it into sophisticated adult terms and apply it to your family life or to your work life or to your government, and hold true and hold clear and firm. Think what a better world we would all have if the whole world had cookies and milk about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then took a nap. Mrs. Kramer's class still does that. Or if all the governments had a basic policy to always put things back where they found them and to clean up their own mess. And it is still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together. When I first started thinking about putting this speech together and about how I could apply those words to life and then to the meaning and the pillars of the National Honor Society, I was excited because I started to read the book by Steve Jobs. 50 pages in, and I decided, yeah, this book isn't for me. Because I was hoping to gather some ideas, words of wisdom to be able to share with you to one of the richest people in the history of humanity. But then I realized Steve would have never made it as a member of the National Honor Society because he didn't have the character for it. Genius did not excuse him from being narcissistic and a manipulative bully. So then I turned to another source. Malcolm Gladwell has a book called Outliers. I referred to it a couple times because I like the book. What Malcolm Gladwell does, the premise of this book, is he takes a look at the most successful people in their industry and says, what sets them apart? What do they do that other people don't do that cause them to be able to achieve that level of success in their life? He took a look at birth order. He then took a look at when your birth date falls in the calendar year. So if you had a January through April birthday, did that make a difference compared to somebody whose birth date was later in the year? Well, it does make some, but really the key came down to when Gladwell really dug through their outliers. And those of you who have AP stats, You will know about outliers when you do your scatter plot and all that stuff. So what are outliers? What set these successful people apart? What set the best of them apart from the bunch? And that was hard work. They spent hours and days and weeks and years working unbelievably hard to achieve greatness. Harder than anybody else. What he discovered was that the people who met with success actually worked 10,000 more hours than anybody else in the same industry. So take Kobe Bryant, for example. That's the example that he uses in the book. Kobe, one of the greatest NBA players, arguably, you can argue, Magic, Michael, doesn't matter, you can throw out all kinds of names, LeBron. But what set Kobe apart was the 10,000 hours he would put into his work. 10,000 shots he would put up. That set him apart. Yo-Yo Ma didn't sit there and play Fortnite for 12-hour sessions, not that anybody in this room has ever done that. But he got out the cello and played the cello 10,000 additional hours. So the key to that success is the hard work that they do. The other common factor that people have is that the great ones were all provided and took advantage of opportunities. Don't let those opportunities pass you by. Bill Gates, when he was 13 years old, had the opportunity, a friend invited him to work on a mainframe computer. Now, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates have given away millions of dollars. That's because they're worth billions of dollars. Now, I'm not saying money is a success here. I'm not, because it's not. You chase dollars, that's a wrong path to pursue. But it is through hard work and looking at those opportunities to be able to develop who you want to become. The fact that you are here today in this auditorium is proof that you have worked diligently and made the most of the opportunities afforded you by your parents, by your school, and by your community. Now comes the part of the speech where I give you some advice. It was written as a rap, and I can't do that, okay? I didn't practice it enough. Yes, it's my own words. You'll be able to hear the rhythm in there, but I'm not going to do that. Obviously, I can speak fast enough to throw down a rap, but I can't get the pacing down quite enough. So I urge you to continue to embrace opportunities that by grace will be interlaced throughout the fabric of your lives. Reach out for internships. Look out for those enrichment opportunities. Don't let your fears eclipse your ability to see the blips of opportunity pulsing on the radar of your future. Find a cause. Light a fire. Be relentless. Be inspired to set your bar higher until doing the impossible because you did not tire. The world needs creators and educators, innovators, and you are here because you're game changers. So don't let the doubts of others limit you. Don't break down into the limits of your own mind. Don't give in to the fears that say to you, inhibit yourself, but free yourself. Rather, find those things that you are passionate about, the thing that you cannot do without, and do it. Pursue it. If you love dancing, pirouette. If you're an artist, grab a palette. If you're a physicist, look for those subatomic particles through whatever the thing's called at Michigan State, and I'm a Michigan State grad. What's that superconductor that they have there?
Particle accelerator?
Yeah, exactly. See, physicists right there. Thank you very much. Don't just make a living, make a difference and give back to your community. Enrich each life in your vicinity. Leave your indelible mark on your history by creating it. But you can't make history with reticence. It takes persistence and benefits, and all of the courage you can muster to not just step, but leap outside your comfort zone. outside the confines of your home, leap into your world, and roam it. Identify a skill you have and own it. For if you don't, you'll really eventually bemoan it. Take that first step. Blaze the trail. No one will jeer you when you fail, but they will cheer you when you prevail. Because you push through it, own it. I'm going to light 4 candles in just a minute. So leap toward your scholarship, toward your leadership, toward your serving one another, and uphold character that everyone is deserving of a smile and respect. If you live your life with empathy, integrity, and class, there is no limit to the gifts you will amass. As long as your passion guides you and your character drives you constantly to strive to accomplish things that you never knew you could, then the end of every day, I hope you'll be able to close your eyes and say, not only did I do well, I did some good. You have a firm foundation because of your educational opportunities at Pewamo Westphalia Community Schools. Because of all that you have been afforded you, the foundation is set for you to leap out towards scholarship, leadership, serving, and character. I wish you well and congratulations on your induction into the National Honor Society of the Pewamo Westphalia Community Schools. Thank you.
It is at this time that we would like to mention the 4 pillars which all members of the James R. Cotter chapter of the National Honor Society demonstrate. It is through these qualities that we are set apart from the rest of the student body. As each pillar is spoken about, one of our current members will come forward to light the corresponding candle. The first pillar is scholarship. This pillar is defined by a commitment to learning. A student who demonstrates this pillar is willing to spend the necessary time reading and studying, knowing the benefits of an education. Scholarship can only be achieved through diligence and effort. Scholarship does not mean only good grades, but it also means having the determination to give your personal best in all that you do. Pillar number 2 is service. Service can be characterized by a willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without payment. Students who exemplify this pillar have an abundance of community service hours both in and out of school. Service plays a large role in the NHS as it is a society based on service, and members are required to give more community service than those not in the National Honor Society. This serves to make our members well-rounded individuals who know how to give. The third pillar is leadership. Leadership is having an initiative to aid others in a positive way throughout each day. Leaders sacrifice their own interests to benefit the interests of another. They need wisdom and self-confidence so that they may make a difference in all aspects of their life. Being a leader means being someone that people look up to, not just because they're taller than you, but because you have good character, which leads me to our 4th and final pillar. Character. Character is the force within a person that sets them apart from others. It is what makes us all individual and unique. Without character, no one can respect themselves nor hope to gain respect from others. It is the product of constantly striving to make the right choices day after day. To have good character, one must truly be the things they wish others to see in them. We have character because of the way we were raised by our parents, coaches, and teachers, and because of the close-knit community we grew up in. Students with good character demonstrate respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, and citizenship. All 4 pillars can be seen in the James R. Cotter chapter of our National Honor Society. Our scholarship is shown through our academic achievements and our dedication to the different communities we are a part of. Our service can be seen in the way that each committee is set up to aid a part of our school or community. Our leadership can be seen not only in how we lead our committees in the NHS, but also in the way we act in the classrooms and the hallways of our school. Each day, we strive to be people that the younger students can look up to and trust to lead them in the right ways. Our character can be seen in the way that our chapter continues to reach out to many different groups throughout the year. As the year continues, our members will continue to strive to embody these pillars and make a difference in the community. Thank you.
now Mr. Wright will come up here and read off all of your names. As he reads them off, if each of you can stand where you're at, Mrs. Ash and I will run around with chickens with our head cut off, delivering your certificates to you.
Please hold your applause until the end, and I'm gonna have some fun because I like watching them. When they were here for the juniors, they were going all over the place, and I was in alphabetical order too. That's why you have to stand now, because for the juniors, they had to just raise their hand, and I was having entirely too much fun watching Mrs. Bartlett and Mrs. Ash trying to run around. Thank you, Mr. Simmons, for not having a lockdown drill during this, although that would have been fun to watch Mrs. Ash and Mrs. Bartlett leap off this stage and track Mr. Simmons down. All right, please hold your applause until the end as you receive your certificate for your induction into the James R. Cotter National Honor Chapter of the National Honor Society. Maya Beach. Peyton Brown. Julia Esch. Kelly Felposh. Brianna Flynn. Nathan George. Lily Hafner. Michaela Hainspa. Nicole Hainspa. Shayla Hainspa. Amelia Martin. Kristen Martin. Nicholas Noel. Tyler Nuremberg. Cassandra Platty. Miranda Platty. Ellie Cole. Madeline Prince. Jared Schaefer. Chandler Schrader. Amelia Smith. Claudia Smith. Beth Sorrell. Kate Spitzley. Jacob Thalen. Mariah Thalen. Sophia Thalen. Congratulations, inductees. Big round of applause for yourselves.
Okay, so now I'm going to read the pledge, and if I can have everyone stand up and say it with me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Okay, you can sit down. Now I'm actually going to explain the fundraiser.
Thank you. So, ironically, the same committee, the induction committee, is also part of the fundraising committee, and the National Honor Society requires membership status. And what that means is that we are required to pay almost $400 each year for you to be members of the National Honor Society. We've chosen to raise funds this year with a sub sandwich sale. And there's a couple reasons why Mrs. Bartlett and I thought that would be a really good idea. Number one, I've done it before with my sign club. And I really like the guy that I work with in Saranac. His name's Tony. No other group has a sub sale. Used to be basketball, but they don't do it anymore. So we didn't want to hone in on flowers, salt, pizza. So we are doing a sub sale. And probably the best thing about it is that we do not make the subs. Tony out of Saranac makes the subs. We just have to sell them. So for each sub that you guys sell, the NHS is going to get $1. So we are requiring that you each sell at least 10. They're really good. And we're going to give you about 2 weeks to do that. We're starting our sub sale today. We have a form handed out to you guys in a second here along with the cheesecake and cream puff that you're waiting for. And by April 20th, I'll get your forms back. It tells you exactly what's on the sub. Like I said, all you have to do is sell them. And then on Monday, the 26th, when you leave to go home that day, you'll stop and just pick up the sub that you sold and you'll deliver them. The induction and fundraising committee, they're going to help sort them, but like I said, we don't have to make them. So at this time, they're going to do that. And this also concludes our ceremony. We want to again thank Mr. Wright for that awesome speech he did. And we want you guys to remain in your seats. They'll come to you and bring you the cheesecake and that form. And that's it.